Jay-Z is the richest musician in the world, $2.5 billion empire. If Jay-Z gets sick, he goes to a white hospital. A homeless black man on the streets of Atlanta has nowhere to live, nowhere to sleep. He gets sick, he goes to a white hospital. LeBron James is a billionaire. When he need groceries for his family, he go to a white supermarket. When I need groceries for my family, I go to a white supermarket. I want you to see how, from the richest black in America to the poorest black in America, we are all still dependent on white institutions and systems. Think about that. Even the rich blacks haven't come together to create a rich infrastructure, even if it's just for them, right? Let's say LeBron, Jay-Z, Oprah, Rihanna, Venus, Tiger Woods, they all get together and say, listen, for us and our kids, we're going to create a black Wall Street, a small one just for us. They haven't even done that. They are at mercy as much as we are for white people's systems and institutions and immigrants. The rich black person is no more independent than the poorest black person. And that's why I say racism burns class in America. Jay-Z might belong to another class, but he's in the same race. And that's why he's stuck with the same institutions. Class don't matter when you're black, because this is not a class system when you're black. It's a caste system. C-A-S-T-E. Racism first, capitalism second.
No disrespect, DJ Khaled is an Arab. Eminem is an Anglo-Saxon. These men have made millions of dollars off of black art, and they never paid a black tax. Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain to me? No disrespect to either one, but DJ Khaled is an Arab. The Arabs owe black people reparations for slavery. So can somebody go ask DJ Khaled a question for me? Can somebody go ask DJ Khaled a question for me? DJ Khaled, since you made so much money off of black music as an Arab, are you willing to publicly state that the Arab states, the Arab League, owes African people reparations for slavery? Are you ready to say that, DJ Khaled? DJ Khaled, are you ready to say that the Arab nations that still participate in modern day slavery need to be charged and prosecuted in world court for selling black people into slavery? I'm trying to understand why all these fake bougie gangster rappers are not asking DJ Khaled about modern slavery in Arabia or ancient slavery in Arabia. The Arabs are trading black people into slavery right now. Since DJ Khaled has made all this money on black rap, I think DJ Khaled should be the spokesperson against slavery, modern slavery in Africa, and for reparations to Africa for beginning the African slave trade, because it was the Arabs who began the African slave trade. Some of y'all got brothers and sisters who support your self-cursing. They help you stay angry. They help you stay negative. They help you stay depressed. They help you stay suicidal. Yes. It might be your wife. It might be your husband. It might be your fiance. It might be your best friend. It might be a coworker. Stay away from people who have negative thoughts about you, because they are cursing you as you curse yourself. I don't want to be around nobody who don't like me. Goodbye. I don't want them coming to my lectures. I don't want them coming to nothing. I don't want to be around forces of evil. I don't want to be around adversarial spirits, and you shouldn't want to be around adversarial spirits. Don't you let no spirit you created manipulate your mind into thinking your pain is unbearable.
Black men dating outside the community is harming the self-esteem of black girls. and it is not providing enough examples of healthy black on black love.
That's right.
And what I would say to black men who date and mate outside the community is simply this. If the black woman was good enough for you in slavery, if the black woman was good enough for you in Jim Crow, if the black woman was good enough for you in civil rights, if the black woman was good enough for you during the Black Power movement, then why the hell is she good enough for you now? The black woman is the only woman that can understand the struggle of the black man. And let us be honest about something. The reason so many black men date outside the community is they don't like what they see when they look in the mirror, and they don't want their children to look like them. Black men marry white because you wish you were white.
Down the humble.
Whenever we speak up to assert ourselves, we're always considered to be racist. Because those who are racist have a vested interest in victimizing themselves to hide their racism. So they project it on you, so they're never held accountable for it. And so we as African people have to make sure that we don't fall into an eternal trap of always explaining to people that we are not racist. We never enslaved Caucasians. We never dehumanized another people. We never created diseases to get rid of entire communities. We've never gentrified anyone. We've never reduced the value of a human life. The crimes that have been committed against us, we have never committed against anyone else. So how can someone be a racist? I've never advocated hurt or harm against another people. I've never advocated segregation or the suffering of another group. I've never said that any particular community should be done away with. All I've ever advocated, and I do it unapologetically, is that black people should marry black people and black people should build with black people. And I'm not making no excuse for that, because I see Arabs do it and nobody say nothing. I see Jews do it, nobody say nothing. I see Indians do it, nobody say nothing. But soon when a black man says black people be for black people, now we're racist.
We're the only people who don't desire to have our own. Our own is not something that black people care much about.
Right.
It comes from this radical colorblind mentality. It comes from this radical, dysfunctional religious mania that we practice, where God don't see color and God loves everybody. And that's all fine if God loves everybody, but everybody don't love black people. And that's the part that we're missing. We're the only group in America who does not desire to have its own. And even when we have the opportunity to partake in our own, we still rather go to a non-black establishment, right? In Atlanta, with all the black restaurants, you still got black people who would rather go eat at a white restaurant. You still got black students who would rather go to one of the white universities. You still got black women who would rather go to the Asian nail parlor than a black one. You see that? And the only way we break the curse of self-hatred and internal self-sabotage is we have to raise, train, groom, educate, and indoctrinate the next generation of black children. This may very well be one of the lowest black voter turnouts in American history, because black people are already tired of being shamed into voting. We're the only people who are expected to vote and get nothing from it. We're told to vote simply because your ancestors died for it and nothing else. So they shame you, they guilt you, and they terrorize you into voting. And so I don't know what's going to happen, because now with no predominantly black voting districts federally, what do you have to vote for if you can't even choose someone who looks like you? Right. Now, with that being said, I do want to say this. Black America should still participate in its state house elections. State legislatures still matter, right? We should still participate in those. We still have a lot of black people in state legislature across the country. I do think we should participate in the state legislature elections. State senator, state reps. We should still look at those. If you have something to vote for, right? If you have something to vote for. But there's a lot of state issues that need to be dealt with, from the return of racism to segregation to gun control, civil rights on the state level. State politics still matter because all politics is local anyway. But on the federal side, I don't know what's going to happen federally. We don't have any permanent diplomatic public political relationship with any African nation states that can speak up on our behalf. Remember, Cuba had Russia. Fidel Castro was smart enough to know I cannot survive America without a diplomatic relationship with a world power. Where's Black America's diplomatic relationship with an African power? We don't have one. We foundational Black Americans. We American descendants of slaves. I don't even want to use the word African. I'm a foundational Black American. And look what you got. Foundational convictions, foundational murders. Any African in America who doesn't recognize the need for us to have a diplomatic, political, public relationship with some African countries is out of his damn mind. The only respect you get in America as a non-white person is based on the country you identified with.
There's definitely something to that.
Pan-Africanism or perish. ADOS and FBA means nothing in this Carmack Belton situation. Nothing at all. Where's your relationship with African countries that can stand up and speak out for you? We ain't got one because we too busy trying to convince white people to accept us.
One thing we have to understand about comedy, and I don't think people really understand the history of comedy in America, okay? The minstrel show, which is the original form of comedy, was created to justify the dehumanization of African people. You cannot separate comedy from racism. American comedy was born in racism. In fact, it was the minstrel show that helped America rebound from the economic crisis of the 1830s. So white men who couldn't find work, white men who weren't able to make any money selling crops from their farms, would paint their faces black and mimic black people in the most derogatory and disrespectful way in order to feed their family. And the minstrel show became so popular that at one time in America's history, it was the most sought after form of entertainment by most Americans. So there is no separating comedy from racism.
America's white population is declining. They need replacements. In order to entice more Caucasians to come over here, they have to let Caucasian nation, the white race globally, know that it's okay to come and we will help you replace black people. We need you to understand that anything you see black people doing that you can do, we will help you replace them. In other words, when Donald Trump brought those South African refugees over here who claim they're running away from black South African violence, nothing could be further from the truth. White people completely own South Africa. It hurts me to say that, but it's the reality. Joe Biden actually started this, not Donald Trump, when he brought the Afghanis over here. What's the country that's currently at war with Russia?
Ukraine.
Ukraine refugees over here. Joe Biden brought at least 3 or 4 different white population refugees to America and set them up near black communities. So Donald Trump is just picking up because they need to replenish the white folks. White women, they're not getting pregnant as much as they want. They're not having babies as much as the government would like them to. So they need more white people to prevent the browning of America, right? That's part of it. Another reason for the outright disrespect towards the American African by the Trump regime is to discourage African countries, Caribbean countries, Central and South American, predominantly black countries, from looking towards and depending upon the American African for any type of serious support. Because we historically have been viewed around the globe as some of the leaders of the race, not the only, but some. So with Pan-Africanism right now experiencing a renaissance, the white man wants to downplay us as much as possible to scare other Africans around the world from uniting with us. The jokes against President Obama, remember, this was the second joke. The first joke is when he was called the monkey, right? With the little Lion King cartoon skit, him and his wife, which I thought was not only deplorable, but what I thought was even more telling was the fact that no one really rebuked him for doing that. He should have received an official condemnation from the House, an official condemnation from the Senate, an official condemnation from the Supreme Court. So the other two branches of government should have condemned that act. They did not do it. So this is not just about Donald Trump disrespecting a man who arguably held the highest position in American government, but they did it with the complete silent support of the entire government. So basically, they're letting you know that the Obama presidency was a mockery, it was a strategy, and it was a scam. And although I think it was disrespectful, it was a wake-up call to Barack and Michelle, that although y'all sat in that seat and slept in that bed, at the end of the day, you're no different to us than any other African.
And to all them black people who went crazy for Palestine, I haven't seen a Palestinian American march yet for Carmelo Anthony. I haven't seen a Palestinian American march yet for Cyrus Carmack Belton. Where are all these groups? Where's the migrant protest on behalf of Carmelo Anthony? Where's the migrant protest on behalf of Cyrus Carmack Belton? We fight for everybody else. They never fight for us. And that's why I'm saying here and now, multiculturalism is dead with me. It been dead with me. I never supported it, and I only fight for black people. I will never mistreat nobody else. I will never mistreat nobody from another race. But guess what? When I fight for me alone. Black first.